ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
Good evening, welcome back to the ESL Pro League. I'm Alex Machine Richardson, and the analysis desk, or analysis stand as we've dubbed it, because it's just the two of us, is involving, I guess is the only way to put it. Halvor, Vendetta, Gullastol, we're hanging out. We're going to be talking a little bit about CS. We're talking about NaVi, EnVy. It's going to have to be a quick one. We are trying to stay on track, keep to that schedule so you guys can work it all out. But it is going to be the French giants who have recently been on a little bit of a decline, battling with NaVi, second in the world.
NaVi have been on the opposite of a decline pretty much, and EnVy are just trying to run as far away as possible from these guys. Obviously, making a lineup change, that's going to impact how you play and how long it's going to take for you to possibly hit top form, right? Yeah. But the problem for EnVy at this point is, as you can see by the standings, this is a make or break game for both teams, because NaVi, if they want to keep track of the four guys at the top right now, they have to win. And EnVy, to have any chance of it, pretty much need to just keep on winning at this. Yeah. So even a 1-1 split would be not the greatest for any of the sides. I guess NaVi have a bit more leeway since they have one less loss, but still not where you want to be.
Yeah. So to put it into perspective, the top three currently is NIP, G2, Fnatic, and all of them, at that top you have 2 losses for NIP, then you have Fnatic on 3 losses, and then Astralis on 3 losses. Those are the teams you've got to watch out for. G2, as I mentioned before, have got 6 losses, but they've played an abundance of games. And so with NaVi currently sitting on 4, they cannot afford to concede another loss, just as Halvor has highlighted. Now, when you have 2 teams like this coming together, you usually like to take a special look at the AWPer. Now, we have Guardian and Kenny S clashing, and you may be interested to take a look at the Pro League's top AWPers categorized by AWP kills per game. Now, this is an interesting statistic we don't always get to look at, and I'd like to know your thoughts, Halvor, when you read down that list.
You don't even have to look down the list. That's the thing. Like, how ridiculous isn't Guardian stats compared to everyone else? Because we're talking averages, right? Yeah. So this is something Guardian does consistently, and he's consistently leaps and bounds better. He's almost getting double up of the frags of JW, right? Damn. That's pretty nutty. Obviously, Guardian, or some might say that Guardian is more dedicated to playing the op than someone like JW, but you can tell that still pretty effective with it. But I guess the biggest draw here, or the biggest thing that stands out here, is Kenny S. I guess only on 9. You wouldn't expect Chris or the Bias to be ahead of Kenny S, at least not the Kenny S of old.
Yeah, and it's good to see Chris J holding firm. I mean, this has been updated. I've had word that this is updated after his games today.
That's fair.
And it's kind of crazy that he now sits at identical to Device both. They both played 14 games, and now they both sit at precisely 143 kills in those 14 games. Fun statistics to take a look at, and we can't really explore them too much more because the game is already ready to go, Halvor, but I will poke you for a prediction in this one, because it's not always so clear-cut. I know it's easy to doubt
pretty clear-cut. Okay, yeah, it's going to be NaVi winning Train.
Okay, I mean, it is going to be Train. You've highlighted it, especially a map we're expecting to see some fun things from excuse me while I die. Fun things from NaVi as we go on into our first map between these two teams. 2 best of ones on the horizon, and now I can introduce your casting pair once again. It's going to be Pansy and Uber. It's Panzer.
Thank you very much, Alex, and rest in peace. It's going to be NaVi returning triumphant from Counterpit, of course, on a map that we saw a lot of from them at the Counterpit finals, actually. And they beat Astralis, they beat Virtus Pro, and they beat Flipside, all in that one tournament here. So they're looking good, and they have been, Lauren, I think you've even said it as well, one of the best teams on Customs right now.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that they are just super sick on their T side on this specific map, which a couple of other teams can keep up with, but no one can take further than them. And we have some really nice nuanced plays on here that are certainly not bad, but it's, again, Devil coming in, how much time, all of these, the same old, same old. I'd rather not have to revisit those topics, but the point being that this is a great map for NaVi, and that was even prior to them getting that real fluidity to their T side, and their CT sides are just phenomenal as well. And Guardian's going from strength to strength. He had that injury recently. People, a little bit doubtful as to how he was doing.
It was a wrist injury, wasn't it? Or
I don't know if it was hand or wrist. It was one of the two. I'm not too sure. And again, That was during Counterpit as well, but he just came alive during that tournament, so not too surprising. But we won't get to see the glory that is NaVi's T-side. We'll actually see EnVyUs. So this is going to be a curious one. Before, we saw this really nice like 4-1 play coming out from them. I don't think we're going to see it this time. But then again, they do like the stack down towards Ivy too, so there's a lot of variable options here.
Okay, so obviously EnVy, not great counterpit. We don't need to go too much further, but also last place in the last 2 offline events that they've played, so not ideal. A win here puts them ahead pretty cleanly of NaVi, but it's going to be a push here towards this B side. Flamey now going to have to back away. He gets the first kill as well. Doesn't quite get the second, but EnVyUs have taken a lot of damage even getting here.
Yeah, he's living up to his name in this one now. 4 left alive. Devil's going to try and play ahead a little here, try and get an angle to work from, and he actually might just get that. He's got 2 in front of him. He takes them both down. Seized and Zeus get mowed in this, and now it's down to Edward and Guardian to play retake, and Guardian's pistol is becoming more and more strong in case he needed other additions, but Happy on the lurk is going to be in the perfect spot here.
Yeah, straight from behind as well, should be easy enough as Happy can land it. It does. Lauren's starting to get a bit stressed there, but it is EnVyUs to close it out.
Happy way.
And that was 2 for Apex and 2 for Devil in that round. Again, all eyes are on his continued development. I think, the last event we did see from EnVyUs was enlightening, I think, to say the very least, about how they're tracking right now. Obviously, and last time EnVy played Train, it was against Astralis in the Pro League, actually. I think me and Moses cast that one, or you and Moses, I'm not sure which one it was, but it was last week.
Sometimes I confuse myself with you as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wake up some days and I'm like, am I Mitch?
Am I Mitch? I don't even want to take that any further.
But the point being that Edward's already actually found 1, which is actually ridiculous in this round, that he gets a kill this early. NaVi are great at getting the first kills here, but EnVy are doing well at kind of responding on this, but again, the bunny that is Kenny S comes skipping, hopping around the corner and finds a couple more.
Am I Bunny or Kenny?
It's the question right now, but the bigger problem is the fact they're in a 2v1, and Happy, this isn't COD. As much as I may be casting it, Alex is on the desk. It is not Call of Duty. You can't be doing that mid-air, and NaVi turn it, which is ridiculous again.
It was off Kenny S early on as well, a little bit of aggression as well. You saw the way he pressed towards Guardian and caught him out, but NaVi managed to lock it down later in the round, and they will get themselves a few weapons here as well. Seized with an AK, he's actually managed to pick away from EnVy in that second round, and Kenny S is going to pick one up for himself there as well, making a little bit of cash in that last one, enough to give him that one here as well. We'll see Guardian continuing to work with the scout. See what EnVy want to try and go for here as well. We used to always say EnVy's so sick on Train. Like, this used to be one of their maps we really enjoyed watching him on. Now it's 2 men pushing in towards Ivy. They will be testing Zeus. Zeus, the kind of player to bite so easily. Will be Guardian though, has a peek. A little bit too slow on the trigger thing there, but he does get the information. And
the weird thing is that when Train first kind of got added to the map pool, I was talking to EnVy about how they're doing, because they're one of the first teams to come out really, really strong in it, right? And I was speaking to MBK, and it was like, well, we haven't actually put that much work in it. We just really like the map. I don't know how much is that can be even read into these days, as it's so long on now. And Guardian is still so desperate for that pick, and he's just not being given it. Zeus is being like, just don't worry, Guardian, I got this. When he pushes, it's mine. There goes the nade. Devil is being like hunted down in every way, but EnVy are playing this very slow. This is a very slow and cautious EnVy, trying to find a way through here, or maybe catch someone out, pull a rotate over, but Zeus is having none of it. He got bored of Guardian trying to get that kill, so he got it for himself.
And Guardian has super quickly gone over towards B, by the way, as well. Maybe a little bit preemptively here. There's nothing to indicate or telegraph that EnVy is pushing on towards that B side at all. But Zeus is now freed up as well from Ivy, so he can focus his attention now. Edward starts things off. He picks up Apex, and Edward is there. MBK falls, and at least Kenny able to trade back in. And look at him getting up close and personal with Zeus. Mind you, he wasn't able to finish off the kill there. So Kenny, and again, another good round from him, without the AWP, of course. Still managing to do good work with this AK that he bought last round. It's Flamey will shut him down though. Happy sat in the middle of the map there. It'll be Flamey just to wrap around and finish him off.
Slow rounds from EnVy. A little different. Everyone knows them as the kind of like super aggro team that runs at you. No. They certainly do have slow rounds. Then again, they didn't have much to work with in that one, so they might as well take their time, right? And this, they shouldn't force buy. They might get a couple of pistols, that's fine, but again, not worth going for anything else. Kenny actually getting P250 as well. And actually, a lot of people didn't like his is the fact that he's been investing in some of these rounds that are probably very unlikely to be winnable, or not going for maybe heavier investments than people would hope. This round doesn't really equate to too much, but it's still a point that people have been a little worried about. And look at this play. EnVy are just looking for the push-ups, trying to be very cautious around 1, brown halls, 2, pop. Every angle's kind of been watched until Happy leaves, and it's like Edward can sense there's a chink missing from the from the chain, and he's going to back away, actually, and it's a silence on the map. This is going to be a very slow one, and you know how our schedule's behind already? It's going to be a late night. It's getting later.
That's right, EnVyUs going to go for a bit of Navi-esque approach here on the T side. The thing is, Navi are probably happy to deal with this.
Yeah.
I'll sit back on B. It'll be Flamey and Zeus there ready to receive this push, and it is Kenny S just a sideward glance at the door as they look to be working their way towards upper. And
Zeus is 5 HP, to be fair, so those P250s will be mighty fine against that. However, it's merely an SMG, though, to be worked with, so it's not exactly the end of the world. The point being that Flamey's here, which is going to be the bigger and more real annoyance. And actually, EnVy has been very subtle in this so far. They have not given away too much. They're trying to do a bit of ladder play here, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Flamey who stops this, and it's going to be a quick plant trying to come out, and we do miss to see if actually the plant did get pulled off. It didn't in the end, and Edward will claim the last breathing member of EnVy. And again, a nice, clean enough round there. It was only an SMG with Zeus, so that's not a big problem. He can go onto the rifle, you know, be dropped out a rifle, should I say, and then, you know, whatever they want to do with that, they're still fine. But the point being, though, is Edward's going to stick on the UMP up against a bought-up EnVy. Now, Kenny doesn't have armor, Apex doesn't have end armor, but the other three are pretty well set here, but there's limited utility. So this is like a big one-hit, I feel.
It's probably the result of Kenny S as well, making an investment in the last round. You touched on it briefly. It does mean that he has to play the glass cannon here. So we'll see if EnVy want to try and play around that in any specific manner. At the moment, it actually just looks like they want to work their way again towards B, slowly.
The thing is, that, imagine if they actually got that bomb plant as well. He could actually buy armor, they could get a bit more utility. Like, it wouldn't be much, but...
It was half a second away from planting at the most.
A couple of dollars here and there can make a big difference in these buys, especially down the line, because they're having to expend all this utility now. And they're left with a smoke, 2 flashes, and a molly, and it's going to be a quick play from Apex. He's going to pick up the pace and just plow straight in towards B. Stunning connection towards C's, but Flamey's the real problem here, and Flamey has set them on fire. MBK and Devil just get swept aside. Apex does some great damage, but it's all for nothing in the end. Edward is there. He's brought it down to a 3v2. Now, bomb's going to go down. Happy in a good spot, but Kenny's on, you know, ground level. This is not how he wants to be with an AWP here.
No, definitely not. I mean, Happy can cover him to a certain extent, but Kenny still needs to hit the close angle, and he doesn't quite land that shot on towards, I think it was Guardian or maybe Zeus towards the end, and he's actually going to get aggressive towards it. Now, mind you, no armor for the man, so every shot counts, and Zeus goes down. Will he be able to respond on towards Edward now? He's pushing up very, very closely. Point blank, he won't have the reload, and Edward manages to find him, but there's Happy, responds, and now Edward has to get over towards this bomb. It was a fake, and Edward's going to get up close and personal. He's going to push it very, very fast. The P250 at close range, and Happy didn't know what hit him. Edward going for the defuse.
Sexy movement from Edward. Awesome play on the ladder. And the P250 pistol.
So it's floating like a butterfly and stinging like a Mack truck to the face. It's brilliant. Love it.
That's just beautiful. And the thing is, like, Edward used to be one of those players who had like some really nice movement to him, like the way he plays out. That's just awesome to see. I love that. That's really cool. Like, it's super annoying if you're happy. You're like, I played that right, and then he just pistol whipped me, guys. What am I meant to do? But now EnVy doing the EnVy approach and going straight on the Tech 9s. And this is the play that normally MBK smokes down and flashes down towards your train, or at least down there, but that's done absolutely nothing because Guardian's having the time of his life. 2 down already. Zeus is assisting, but does he really need help? We're not sure.
No, I don't think so. MBK now needs to get towards that bomb, of course. He's going to be watched from all angles, and that has shaved a lot of damage off of him as well. Edward will fall, though, to Happy, who at least gets himself an M4, but now he's going to be forced to use it. No, it's the P250 to the head of Zeus, and he now has 3 players who will bear down upon him in due course. There, the one tap is going to put him down at 12 health, and Guardian comes in and finishes the job. 3 for him that round as well. Continuing to increase his AWP kills per round, and MBK, unfortunately, it's a slow start for him, 006.
See, and the thing is that normally MBK smokes down towards, like, Ivy, and they make this kind of, like, 4-1 play. That's what I expected in the pistol. And then they just kind of fluffed the timing on it, which is weird, and probably very frustrating for MBK if he is, like, trying to call for these guys, and it's just, like, a little bit off. So, yeah, not sure. Not sure. But a double AWP already for NaVi. C's going to be cracking that one out. He's going to get aggressive over by B, set up well by Flamey. Flamey's going to nade out, smoke out, give a couple of seconds for the peak to be made by C's. And actually, there's a challenge here. MBK and Happy could be walking into something. He sees the hand, then the molly goes down. He takes the fight and he loses it. MBK comes out on top. And that's finally a welcome to the scoreboard in some style.
Well, I think 006 was Alec Trevelyan's number, but he didn't quite make it to James Bond status there. 1 kill for him, and he's at least got himself established at B here. Now, Flamey and Guardian, I think Flamey might even consider pressing here. Is Guardian, this is close angle, if I've ever seen one, to play with an AWP, and NBK's continued presence is telegraphed, of course, by that Molotov being thrown down. but Envy are leaving themselves open to multiple options here as well. The bomb being left back towards their spawn side, or the tunnels. And Devil not pressing anything as well on Ivy.
Waiting to see if there's a push or, you know, NaVi looking for a way to get that frag back, basically, and there isn't. NaVi fit the brakes. Now, again, Envy looking for their options. There's still that flash on Kenny, which I'm hoping he puts down towards main. They've got a really nice pop flash to clear out close players that he may utilize, or maybe Apex. If we could watch him, that'd be cool, because it's from this spot. He flashes off this corner. When he gets the timing right, or if he fancies it, we'll have to wait and see if they go for it. But it basically clears close, and you're going to see Apex then swing out off the back of it. Bearing in mind, no one's going to be there. So there you go. That's it. It's pretty well known now, but Envy have been doing it quite consistently. And actually, NaVi going to play super passive. So if Zeus can find Devil, that's actually still a pretty big round for them. They can close in on the rest of the Envy players, which is exactly what they're doing. Zeus finding Apex and Flamey playing from up above.
Yeah, he's got control here as well. He hasn't actually had to show himself yet, as most of his team is doing the dirty work for him. Guardian, though, uncharacteristically misses that close angle there, but still got himself a kill for the round. And Kenny S is going to have to get his way out there as well. Edward will hope to catch him here on long, and Kenny will not show himself there as well. So NaVi, man, they're stacking these rounds up as well. EnVyUs, a team who has known to be able to bend the T side to their will on this map, is not getting off the starter's block at all.
And it's weird seeing a team getting on a full buy against a full buy almost. It's weird seeing Envy be able to get the first pick, get some map control going, and still lose a round. It's very odd that they're not being able to capitalize on it. Devil could have been a real help then down Ivy, but just got outdone. Simple as that. And now we're going to see the aggression again. Edward and Guardian, excuse me, getting a little closer. A nice little angle from Edward there. They might set up for this again. The pop flash is going to come out, or maybe just kind of like readjusting themselves. Kenny and Apex baiting this out between them. But look at Pop. Players getting a little bit close to that too. And now Guardian's going to be super up close and personal. That's 1 minute 20 left on the board here. They're being very aggressive for what is normally a very passive NaVi side.
Apex there as well, ducking across the flames, and it's going to be Edward there as well. But NBK at least can respond, and Edward a little bit exposed there, sitting so as far forward as E-Box, especially when EnVyUs are choosing to pick out there from Pop Dog. A little cheeky one there from C's is going to do a fair bit of damage there with that AWP. NBK down towards half with grenades, are trying to shake him out of position, and there's Happy as well, up on top of the train. Devil as well getting involved here. It's just Flamey left now, making his way slowly through tunnel. Devil will be waiting for him there as well, but it's going to be an easy enough spray down for the man. Now he's going to wait, tries to catch Kenny S on the cross, doesn't connect. And with 22 points of health, he's going to have to get out of here. A chance for Flamey at least to do some extra damage, but I think he'll have to give up the go here.
Yeah, Flamey needs to back away. Looking at money, if I can reach my keyboard, yeah, I can. They're okay for money, but he can drop out. He's on like 8k plus. And if you made it any more costly, that'd be awesome. It'd make it hard work for Envy to get back, you know, super comfortable. But yeah, they're okay in this. There's more than enough drops to be put across the board. Flamey might have to drop out for Zeus here, blah, blah, blah. But it's fine. They're still okay. I think the aggression got a little punished, if I'm honest. I don't mind it from Edward and Guardian, but
being
again,
up at E-Box as well is quite risky as well.
Yeah.
You've got two angles. They're about 60 degrees apart, and if you mess up, you're going to get banged from one side or the other.
Simple as that, and they got punished, which is good. It means that Envy's reading the game. They're starting to read the positions and actually find a way to deal with it. But then again, what happens when NaVi plays passive? Do they have an answer to that? Good flash actually coming through, and it will allow a step out towards it. But now here we go. Edward and Guardian going to pick up the pace and suddenly shut down what was beginning for Envy. And Zeus sprays in towards Happy, leaving Kenny in a 1v4.
We're going to eat our words now, because we saw pretty much the same thing from Edward this round and coming forward. And yeah, he only got one kill, but he facilitated the pick from Guardian as well, and as well as Cease being able to capitalise there. So no changes for NaVi, still playing that aggressive push up there, and they completely shut down EnVyUs, and this is devastating. Now EnVyUs are fully reset, obviously having the round bonus ticking up. Now that's gone, and they're back on stuff all.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've always enjoyed finding any aggression on this map. I think it's what made... well, there's elements of G2's CT train, for example, even though they've had a very rough night recently, that is really awesome on this map. Like, the aggression between, I think it's Scream and Existence that you get on A when they push up, and they have a really nice crossfire. But look at this. Let's see if they go for it again. Edward straight away there with the UMP. He wants to get some money built up. You can see those cash dollar signs just all over Happy's body.
Money!
That's it. That's all he's screaming right now. Like, if you've ever seen Edward, that's the last thing you'll think he'll ever say.
Yeah.
Like, he's the most stoic guy in the world, you know what I mean? Like the bear just has none of it. And
Yes.
a lot of whifferinos coming out from Guardian then, but Zeus will save his bacon.
Oh,
And
again.
Edward, make him bank.
Again, though, the movement on him as well, aggressively. Something about Edward and ladders, I don't know, climbing up them.
It's that 1.6 pedigree, you know?
I love it. Absolutely love it. So Edward there as well. He does get himself a couple. He's 13-6 currently, so the game has been very, very good to him. so far, and on the side of EnVyUs as well. Very much a sadder story, Lauren. They're going to go for a bit of a mix buy here. It's going to be 2 Tech 9s, 3 AKs, and a little bit of a mix of utility.
Which I find really cool, the fact that people like Neo and Edward are starting to have really good games on this map. So this is the 4-1 play that normally comes out. MBK smokes down towards Ivy. This is again the one that last time around Envy went on the wrong timing on. Now they're actually getting the timing right, but they're getting challenged out. You have to keep pushing. The smoke goes down to the back of it so you can single out people like Edward and Zeus, and there should be a pinch coming out from MBK to try and get some more kills from this, but actually they're going 1 by 1, and it's allowing NaVi to do so much damage, but Kenny's finally broken through with Happy. And will they find C's? I don't think they've spotted him, and actually good work from C's into the 1v1 though. He messes up against Kenny.
Kenny now just has to hold on. I mean, he's got 2 kills already, but he needs to get this bomb down. He's got to be caught as he crosses and seized. Knew that Kenny had to go across towards the plant, and it'll take him down as he gets there as well. I think he's sat up in heaven, sending Kenny to heaven, and now it's a 7th-round lead for NaVi. EnVyUs, that was the closest we've seen to them catching a round back up in the last little spree of them losing. Now, they're going to be yelling at each other a little bit. Come on, boys. This is the call.
Oh, no, Flamey.
Oh, he's done it. Yeah, okay. The Cyrect as well. That's really appropriate. I'm enjoying this thoroughly.
And I kind of feel bad for Envy here, in a way, because their theory crafting to that play is actually quite nice, right? You just smoke all that down to the back of train 1 by the back of Ivy. You push through, you try and single out players, and it can work really well. But they're not hitting shots, and NaVi are. It's simple as that, right? And now these Deagles are just not going to... Kenny, is there anywhere safe for him right now?
Dance boy.
Yeah.
And the dodge in between those Molotovs that come down. Flamey across the map, taunting you. Merely adopted the flames. I was born into the mold by them. I didn't see a flameless landscape until I was already a man. And Kenny S, a man made out of him as Edward just sprays on down. It's an 8-round lead here for NaVi. 10k for Guardian, 10k for Seized. Flamey toting the Cyrect more than happily. At least Kenny S will get a naught back in his hands now. And I mean, EnVyUs might win the round, but then if they get reset again, it'll just be the same old story. This is just, they have to build into rounds like this one here. They really cannot, well, it's putting it obviously, okay. I like to do that, but they have to win this round.
Yeah, they do. Problem being the NaVi's T-side is great. It's actually a force to be reckoned with, and that's the problem they're going to encounter very, very soon. But again, let's keep ourselves in this round, because this could change up. But the aggression coming out from Train 1 has been met by Apex. Good stuff from him. Now, Kenny looking for a follow-up. Is there someone else trying to get up here? Normally, there's a follow-up. It's either Guardian or Edward, right? This time, not so much the case. Now, Edward's going to try and hinder Kenny's maybe aggress towards that opening on A, but not going to go for it. And again, Envy slowing down, trying to find the best place to make the most of this initial pick.
Happy just above Edward here. It may not be descending at this rate as well, but we know what Edward kind of does when he gets bored of sitting at the bottom of a ladder, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. Yeah, pretty much. Just going to almost climb straight on up and get the pick here. Now, Guardian looking towards Ivy. Note here how low Apex is. It's still 2 players committed towards that Ivy side for EnVyUs here, so they're adamant, actually, trying to get some inroads here. There's a smoke. The flash comes down. Now, Guardian is going to back away here. And we'll note as well that Guardian doesn't really have a HG grenade. There's Edward as well. He actually patiently waited for NBK. Goes for the re-peek action. Surprisingly, doesn't get it away from Happy. He was ready for Edward to come back around the corner. But there's Guardian as well, exerting his presence all over the map here. Forced away by Devil, but now he's going to run into him. He's got to be quick on the shot. There it is. And Devil, oh my lord. I guess Hell has needed him for a little while. So he's going to be rejoining for a moment as Guardian coming across. And Seized picks up Kenny. And it's just nothing going right for EnVyUs right now. They somehow get the position. They kicking and screaming, they're dragged into a decent setup, and then it is Guardian to shut them right down.
Oh, this is hard to watch, man. Envy, please. See, I think everyone said this is going to be NaVi's map. I think you'd be a little out of it if you said this was going to be... Lovely sound effects. I'm surprised they didn't use you for like in-game sounds.
Well, I do want a soundboard. I'm kind of jealous now of the hype guy from.
Well, Mitch, you are a host.
I've said some ridiculous things hosting as well.
Yeah, but you
haven't
gone that far yet. Speaking of going far,
I wore a flower shirt, bow tie, and a pink jacket once, and still got away with it. So anyway,
about 3 people are watching, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's true. Sophia was a quiet one. Flamey Sans Kenny S packing his Like he bowls down the strike there, and it's going to be NBK sat behind that little train there. And Flamey going to push forward as well, because why not? I'm definitely feeling a bit of confidence there as well, but has to be careful. Happy. Oh, dear.
Oh, the Dak-Dak's out.
The Dak-Dak. Yeah, do they call that here? Because I was calling it that, and I was like, no one calls it the Dak-Dak.
No one calls it that. I just did it to get you excited.
All right. I thought
you became
for a moment,
so animated. You're like,
moment,
you know it as the Dak-Dak?
For a moment, I wasn't alone. For one moment, and back
It's
now.
not-
Hello,
it's
Darkness, my old
Australian
friend.
thing, right?
Diggity and Dak-Tag are not exactly well accepted terms over here, and I've had to adapt.
Dak-Dak.
The Dak-Dak.
It does make a Dak-Dak sound, though.
That's why. I mean, Australians can't remember the name, right? It's probably too complicated or something, so we just go with what it sounds like.
Dak-Dak. And the pew-pew.
Pew pew.
Nice. Nice. I would be more on topic, but EnVy are getting absolutely crushed right now. Apex has actually found the opener. That's Guardian down. I don't know how he found that, but it looks like EnVy wants to work off it quite quickly. As Flamey looking to kind of respond back, but good Molly presence there.
EnVy can't work quickly off it. The bomb's been left back, so they can't actually spearhead aside here. They have to just dance around the outside and actually try and pick from outside in now. And Flamey getting forced away here, and Apex has actually got himself behind, so great little work here. That's his second for the round. And if there's one man on EnVy you can count on to get the entries, it's going to be Apex. But Flamey, the BM, the Dak down. It's going to be caught from behind them as well. So EnVyUs now have been able to push in. It's just going to be seized here. We just have the AWP and Puff and Clouds trying to get through here. And actually got to push this one as well. Fair enough. The money, I guess, is available there as well. And yeah, EnVyUs, fair enough. And we're going to now go in towards half-time. NaVi 12-3. That's a pretty sad scoreline now for the Frenchmen, who again definitely need to take a look at themselves and start to recoup here on this CT side.
Yeah, that's a great plan against NaVi. NaVi's pistol round win rate is pretty high as well, up in the 80s on this map. I think it's like an 82, 83%. So, going to be pretty difficult for EnVy, if I'm honest. So I'm looking to see if maybe Edward goes for the Tech 9 again. He normally gets that dropped out for him. Actually, NaVi just play like really solid defaults. The one thing I started to really enjoy from them, or actually think why they were so good at Train, was initially the first time they met Astralis, I think, when this map kind of early got reintroduced to the map pool. They did this really nice play where they actually split B, utilizing Ivy and Brown Halls, going straight through CT. And it was a play that I hadn't seen much of before. It's not like it was something completely new to CS as a franchise, but it was a play that completely caught off Astralis. And, NaVi have got such a nice kind of playbook already on their T side that they can just depend on, which I just think is beautiful to watch. Now, I don't think I've actually seen them do any of that stuff for a while, because they can just depend on defaults, seemingly, and they're just so good at getting out and playing in this perfect unison. So I expect this to be all but over pretty soon.
Yeah, I think that's quite diplomatic, in fact, Lauren, as well. Could have used far more graphic or macabre imagery to describe exactly the manner in which this would be over. Yes, you do. That'd be ridiculous. NaVi win pistol and win game. It's probably looking pretty likely here. And if EnVyUs do win that pistol, for how long can they hold NaVi at bay? That also another question for you guys at home, for all you budding Twitter analysts out there.
Mitch, how many followers do you have on Twitter right now?
Sweet FA, to be honest.
Have you actually seen how many?
Oh, don't! Can we not?
No,
Can you not embarrass me?
I'm embarrassing you. This is I spelled Uber wrong.
Please
That's
don't.
my life right now.
Yeah, I have like none. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Okay,
it's
we need
it's a small dedicated
CS:GO, help
community,
him.
guys. It's
Help
fine.
him.
It's fine. No
Help
need to do
him.
that.
He needs help, please.
Come on!
Ugh.
I don't want your pity followers.
All right, if you get the scoreline right, Twitch chat will send you love.
What do you mean?
Predict the scoreline.
All right, 16-4.
16-4. Okay. If he gets the score right, guys, do you agree that you will assist with his dire followers?
I hate you, Lauren. Seriously.
All right, Happy could be the difference maker here, and we are going to be seeing, again, the play coming through. Apex being a bit of a hindrance for NaVi. Happy finally springs the trap, and...
Hello?
Oh, he ran out of bullets. No! No! Happy's having such a bad time from up here, right? It's like last time, it was like Edward just swung him, just gave him like a one-tap to the face. And there you go. Sick play from Happy in the end after what was a little bit shambolic. And those Twitter followers are not looking so likely now, Mitch.
Shut up. It's all right. I'm happy with my small, dedicated community. Now, Apex going to get the defuse here. No, to be fair, it wasn't even like Happy messed up there. He just ran out of bullets. It happens.
Yep.
So that's the 12-4 here as well. EnVyUs get the one back. I don't mind being wrong. I've never styled myself as much of an analyst. Actually, Lauren, to be fair, carrying most of the in-depth side of things here on the desk. Thank God.
That's right. I'm a matchmaking hero.
Man, yeah, if only I
life.
knew that it took being a matchmaking hero to be a CS analyst, I'd actually
That's
jump
it.
on that ball. But
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to go on Reddit, like look down it for a bit. pick out some dank memes, hopefully spicy ones, and then apply. And it's good. But looking at the molly on Edward here, I'm wanting this to be a play towards B, so you can get Edward being the slow player, sitting up on top, going to get the molly down to buy the time. Devil's the solo player, taking Kyo's spot. He actually did very well the first time we saw him doing this sort of play on this position in this map. And actually, here we go again. Triple comes out. Devil in the details in this one. No one able to flash him out or pressure him down. Means that Edward and Seized are last.
Devil now going to try and hold on. Gets to get another one as well. It's been a stellar round for the man. He won't quite get the ace, but, well, Molotov and a bit of a spray down is definitely going to go a long way. Stop checking my Twitter profile.
I moved
Lauren.
off it! I haven't even said the name of it.
I'm excited, actually. I've actually got more than 23. I just broke 2,300 followers today, so I'm really happy.
In English, 2,000 followers.
What do you mean, 2,300?
Yeah, it's like
What
2,000.
you chatting?
Just say 2,000.
I'm sorry. I can't round my followers down like that. I don't have like 20K.
I don't even have that many. Leave me alone. The point being, do give him some support. He's been working like, a bit of a dog today. We've been going through his paces. Do give some support to Uber
My
Shouts.
fur is well kept. So.
At Uber Shouts. Give him some feedback and or love.
I like
While we
feedback,
watch
actually.
Navi
I'll have
actually
that.
being just kind of trash right now. This is what I'm talking about right now because Navi not able to get close to it. MBK doing what he does best with the scout, just kind of being a dirty little git with it more than anything, which is the point.
Dirty little git.
Well, you remember like, was it Inferno? No, Mirage, excuse me, on B, when he used to find like the perfect spot to be able to jump and still hit the perfect shot with the scout. Like it's filthy.
Yep.
So yeah, he knows what he's doing. You know what you're up to. But again, good stuff though from Envy. This is what they had to do to get back in the game, right?
Absolutely. It's a great start for them. Unfortunately, push now comes to shove. Note here that Devil is going to keep the SMG here as well. He's going to try and work with that one here. Worked with him great in the first round, of course. And we'll see now him try and work that B on his own.
That beat.
Why have I been... Oh, Lauren. It's
Look
Apex
at
now.
your phone going off. Guys, if you spam his Twitter enough, apparently his phone goes wild.
I'm not opposed to followers, but you don't follow me just because I have Jackal. Well, that's not the point. But.
Sympathy follows. do it.
Here's your gun rate anyway. So I want to see
Yep.
what Guardian can concoct here on this Navi T side. It's the first time we're going to see them really put some tactics in play here on this
Say
T
gun
side.
round. Devil's still on UMP. We still got a scout on MBK. So this is risky as hell.
Greedy is what
It is, and that's the problem that a lot of people have with Envy in their playstyle at the moment. But again, Envy, I love this spot from Devil, by the way. I prefer this to most. Oh, and Devil changes it. Why? It's like, I really like that, what you're doing. Let me ruin it. But now here we go. Devil and Happy are holding on to B. Happy's cheated over early, and Envy holding on to this is actually keeping them guessing here. Seized, if he pulls like a bit of a trigger or maybe plays into this could be really,
Devil.
really interesting. But here we go. Devil's right around the back. He's got Guardian flashed up and gets the kill. Now it's down to Happy on the site. Navi, you're out, but Devil's going wild. That UMP is sick from Devil. He's got banked for days now, and he's held back 3 players individually.
Greed may be one of the 7 deadly sins, but I guess the Devil doesn't really care about that. He gets 3 on the push through. Not only does he take an AWP away from Guardian, but he completely shuts down the Navi presence over on B. And now Zeus trying to keep his team in it here. He's got to be pressed in a moment from his right, and he better check it, and he doesn't. Happy picks him up. Stunning stuff from Devil here as well. And you know what it's good to see from him? Some proactiveness as well. It's all well and good to sit deep on B site, Molotov down, and get an eco bash, but if you are going to flash yourself forward, going to boilers, you have to back yourself. And he's cleaned it up really nicely, so credit to him. That was impressive.
Right, and that's the thing. Normally I actually really like Shox playing that side. Actually, he plays it super well. Mitch, don't look at Twitter. Shox plays it well. Zipnix as well is having a super good performance playing those solo sites, but they're not actually like hyper aggressive either. So this is pretty cool. So now I'm really impressed with Devil. This is the first map I saw him looking comfortable on where he's playing. So maybe if you guys know his previous team, if he actually played a spot like this, please do let me know because I'm actually really curious.
Was it
That nade.
LELC Blue?
Oh, the nade. Yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, if he does actually play that, it'd be really cool to know. I should probably watch that demo at some point. But here we go. Back into the game. Smoke's coming down. This is Navi doing that kind of like, not-ish default A, but, you know, the smoke wall. Allow them to get a plant. That looks like what they're focusing for because they really don't have much else. But Seized still claims MBK.
Not like this. Not like this! Through the smoke. Oh, no, it wasn't Zeus. All right, let's relax.
Calm. Deep
Seized
breaths.
has picked up Apex. And look at what they've managed to scavenge already. An M4 and a scout. Kenny S has 8 points of health. They are close to the site. So EnVyUs at least have position. They're not going to get picked crossing over, but Happy now going to nade out across. Zeus close by E-box. There's Flamey though, takes down Kenny. A smoke in front of Happy. He tries to spray through it, but Guardian sees it before it comes up. And Devil, he's got to get the heck out of dodge. And Navi will stop EnVyUs from making this rush back as well. They've gotten themselves some decent guns. And very, very convincing push in the Tech-9 dream lives on.
How? How are they able to get away with that? I really do not understand how that happens. And now I don't know if he's going to be able to keep it. Oh, Devil! Down to the last couple of seconds, and that was a little bit scary. Again, though, NaVi now get themselves in a good spot, but money-wise, they're still a little bit on the fringe, but they can get a good buy-ish. This should be a big investment from them, so you get your mollies, your rifles, everything they want in this one. So now on the other side, you've got the double AWP, though.
Yeah.
And it's Kenny and Happy. Happy, the one taking it over this way. They don't actually support instantly on B, which is a bit curious to me. I actually quite like seeing AWPs being like dedicated to B then, when they have the double. But no, and actually 3 players down Ivy. This is big for Nathan. MBK with the triple. I didn't see 3.
It's going to be 3 pressing in towards MBK now as well. Gets the good flash away, but is forced to give some ground here. Now, fortuitously, the timing on NaVi's last round win was very, very good. They can buy a next round as well if they mess up here. So they still have aces up their sleeve, as it were. But now NaVi going to back away from Ivy as well. They're going to leave MBK on his own. Looks like his bark was loud enough to prevent them from checking the bite. MBK will still be sitting back now. Zeus testing solo on B now. Devil pushed to upper. And Happy also sitting back on the side as well. So we'll see what Zeus can come up with here.
Do you know what the fun thing is? I remember a long time ago casting Envy, and I hate this setup, by the way. I think this is a ridiculous setup. I'll tell you why soon.
Devil can pop this, can't
he? It's just... you might as well be down by the spindle. I haven't seen anyone play it really well yet. This is something that we saw before from Envy, and I preferred the way G2 play it.
You flash off an electrical box in front of you, but actually he seems to have been flashed there himself. Devil, though,
nice.
Still gets away with it. He actually pop flashed himself through there in the end, so comes up with the kill. And he turns away as well, so we can't get flash from anyone trying to push upper, which is quite helpful. But C's is there. Edward, though, cuts down Happy. For some reason, Happy was too busy looking towards C's through the wall. It was Guardian, picks up Apex now, and it's 3 left for EnVyUs. Smoke up on the side here. Now, Devil has upper at least. And the rest of MB struggling to get in, but MBK does manage to take down Edward as well. It's going to get a little bit messy here as well, but it's Flamey and C's to get it done, and MBK is caught towards the back of the side. Does have an AWP, but 26 points of health. And this is NaVi starting to break it back.
Yeah, and I used to love MBK AWPing in Source. It was actually one of the things he was pretty sick at. And when he first started playing Go, people were like, oh, why are you saying he used to AWP? I'm like, because he did. So when he does pick it up eventually, it's kind of weird, because he's obviously not quite to the par of, let's say, Happy or Kenny. But then again, if you're against people like Guardian, what does it matter? He can trash all and every one of you, so you just kind of have to like roll with it at that point. And now NaVi have the money again. There's 7k already on Flamey, there's 7 already on Seized, and they're fully invested. And the problem being here is, again, Envy just struggling to lock it down at these points, and those AWPs are a strange investment, if I'm really honest.
Absolutely. And conversely as well, NaVi, we saw how high up Guardian is on the standings. It's because NaVi don't often go for the double AWPs set up here, generally allowing Guardian to take all those frags, and you can see now that they're persisting with that as well. Also good in the money sense, and EnVyUs have none of that. They have no AWPs. MBK is limited utility. You can see MBK is not actually watching Ivy this game because he can't stall it out for long enough. He threw the smoke and then he backed away because that's about all he's going to be able to do here. Trying to focus a bit towards mid again. And again, NaVi did this last round. They're going to go back over towards tunnels, pull themselves out of Ivy and try for another push in. Could even be a B as well, and that's why Happy, if you can see the minimap, is already making his way over towards that side, or gravitating at least in between connector. It's a great way to keep another team on their toes is what NaVi does, because they don't show much, and they're happy to gravitate between sites at the drop of a hat. So EnVyUs, if they over-rotate or get a bit nervous, it can cost them dearly here. And you can see now NaVi have returned actually back to Ivy with 2 players there. Guardian, though, was working B. His C's, though, and Flamey, maybe even making the push down in a few moments.
I'm looking to see if Guardian can get the first here, because I don't know how he manages it, but his opening kills have been actually very impressive, but he's not going to be doing that at this point, it seems. He's trying to kind of support with Zeus here. Flashes towards Ivy, going to push MBK out. Now, some of the issues they faced before in this map was the lack of communication. Apex used to support MBK, but MBK kind of got left out to dry here, but NaVi is slowly but surely gaining control, and that molly just about dissipates. Flamey runs through, spots out one. MBK finally locks it down after his teammate got a little bit pinched on at that point. And now here we go, just down to Guardian. Well handled by Envy, finally locking down all those angles they're being pressured from, and it felt like a long time coming, but they actually do the job.
Yeah, NaVi can buy out here still, though. No big concerns. It was Zeus probably was the least well cashed up, and he's still going to be able to buy it through. Now, EnVyUs, though, a little bit more fragile in that sense. And only 2 rounds away from victory, NaVi, and EnVyUs have stalled it out pretty nicely. The pistol round win was a good start for them, and they won the first 4 rounds of the half after NaVi broke back with 2. So this is very... it's very, very important. The sun rises, by the way, Lauren, as well.
Really?
I'm saying obvious things, but this is very, very important. Now, Devil.
The problem is that, as you said, it is important because the economy could be reset pretty soon. That's the next big thing. If you look at it, if you obviously win a round and then lose a round, it kind of gets a little bit choppy. So Envy need to string rounds together on the CT side. So there is that factor as much as it is an obvious one. And now Envy are actually instantly stacking B a little sooner, right? So now you've got Happy and Devil. dedicated towards speed, but Guardian is trying to slow walk it down. He's on that little lip of an edge, trying to scope in for some feet, see if there's some information there. You know, not finding much, sadly, and he will back away.
I'll be honest with you, I've become a bit of a devil's advocate here as well for EnVyUs. I feel like...
Puns.
Come on, you said...
Move on.
You literally copied Lee. I'm not even...
That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a goddamn joke.
So we all sat together, we had a bit of a think tank. Sometimes we'd like to review our cast. This time we decided to make devil puns, and, well, we're already reusing him.
To be fair, I already have them written down from the last time I cast them.
Nice,
Yep.
okay. So Lauren's going to keep the young and fresh ones flowing. It's NBK there, going to get the peek out on towards Seized. Although he's taking down a half health again. NaVi don't have the option for Ivy again. They're kind of being trapped up here. Not want to go back towards B as well after Devil made mincemeat of them earlier on. Little short nade. Actually gets 1 damage off to Apex there.
But Zeus, look at Happy right now. Happy's in such a weird spot, and he's going to get the drop towards Zeus here. This is nuts stuff from Happy. He's actually getting that Devil May Care attitude rather than Devil himself for once. So now, Envy are all over by it. And NaVi... Are you okay there, mate?
Oh, this is so good, Lauren. I'm sorry, I couldn't contain myself.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself. But now NaVi are on the save. They're like, all right, let's see if we can hold on to this. And I got confused last time I saw someone in T-spawn because there's a forklift there that I didn't even realize was there because I never look around T-spawn.
Unacceptable.
I know.
You don't bait enough. Guardian there missed the shot, though. He's kept himself well back. He's going to be pressed. Should be able to stay alive. Edward actually got Apex there at the end of the round. So both teams end it with 3, and NaVi definitely had to hold on to those guns there as well. It's, yeah, Flamey had a bit of money here. He's able to drop down. For some of his teammates, it's going to be a Tech 9 for Zeus now. Utility-wise is probably what I'm even more interested in here as well. It still smokes for everyone. So could even be a light on set play. They could make a set play here from long and try and work on towards A. And we see Seized, the only one pressing down. So might be a little bit later or even some sort of smokes towards B. It's Devil again, as per usual. Let's see if they can Bob Ross it and beat the Devil out of Envy.
Thank you, Mitch, for making me so happy. But God, this is the perfect wall back towards Happy.
Pappy.
Daddy, please. But Happy was sat in like the standard spot at the back of the train, like the get right spot, if you want to call it. And Guardian just, oh, that's so sick. Rush, I hate you for not watching that because that was absolutely sick. Yeah, so that's already kind of pulled Apex over now, who has to take Happy's place. Not Pappy. Happy. And Apex is like, I don't want to stand here. There's issues with this very spot. And now Envy are kind of at a loss. Can they find a way to get back into it, though?
It's like the frontline soldiers in a very nasty wartime situation. I don't really want to be up the front here, but I have no choice. It's an important spot to be held for Apex, and if there's any one player who can brawl it out and get his hands dirty, it's going to be him. So some smokes over towards B, a couple towards A, in fact, as well. So Envy is still in the dark, essentially, or in the smoke, about where NaVi are going to be pushing. It was a flash towards upper. It's going to catch Zeus, and he goes out, gets taken down. Now, Guardian might actually go for a peek after that as well, just sort of filter his way out. He catches Devil, so nice work there as well. But on the way down, Apex sees him. 2 feet 1 in eventually. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, God help me. It's Flamey left with the 4 points of health, and that's all, folks, for NaVi this round. Flamey is just going to chill in along and find himself some more terrain features that Lauren's never seen before. There's a bin bags. That's exciting.
Bitch, I cast next to you. I'm used to seeing trash cans.
Lauren, that's a lie. You never look at me when we cast. Right?
It's true.
You never look at me anymore.
No.
You don't ever take me out anymore. You don't buy me things anymore. It's ridiculous.
I've basically given you like 20 followers on Twitter, right? So that works.
Yes, well.
That's a gift, all right? Take it where it
thank
is.
you. Thank you.
Like, merciful Lauren, gifting you
In all
12
seriousness, though,
followers.
for those that have made that epic mistake, thanks for joining me on this ride, and hopefully you're enjoying this as much as we are. It's 4 rounds in it. NaVi are still 2 away from winning, but the economy is a problem here, as it's only Flamey with an AK, and they're going to try and press their way towards B. Again, Happy will be joining Devil.
And I've got to say, the big thing here is, I hate to say it for Keo, because I think he was a great player at times. Would he have been able to keep back what NaVi been bringing as well as Devil? Because Devil's been outstanding at this. And here we go. This is a big hit, though. NaVi again going to run it, but Happy this time going to be adjusting and takes a bit of vengeance upon Guardian, and now it's Devil's turn. Adjust well. Happy still wrecking kids. And now it's just Edward alive, and he was the one on the flank. Good stuff towards Apex. He's desperate for that gun as well. If he can get that, that's sick. Now he's going to keep it in hand, but he's going to be pressured down pretty quickly and a little bit baffled as to where that came from. He's like, hello?
Just completely disoriented there.
Yeah.
Not able to scavenge or salvage or maintain or keep his hands on that gun. Attack pause for NaVi here as well. EnVyUs have been honestly bombarded with a shower of proverbial in recent times. So they have to a lot to prove, I think it's safe to say now. And this is not a bad way to start it off here. Everyone's like, NaVi's going to win train. I even thought it would be 14-6. Don't know why I thought that, but NaVi were looking very, very good. But their T side has been read into reasonably well by EnVyUs. I have to say, Devil may cry, Devil may care, sit up the top there as well.
Jesus.
16 and 19.
You can't put puns back to back.
They're the same. It's like a lyric.
Oh, really?
It's a lyric.
By who?
The Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Which song?
Dosed. By the Way album.
See, I don't even know it, so I can't prove you wrong.
Freaking awesome album. It's literally their best one as well. It's when they finally got out of the addiction and stuff like that. John Frusciante still had a lisp, but his harmony... Okay,
Stop
sorry.
it. No one cares.
I love the
No
Chili
one
Peppers.
cares.
You got me started on that one.
No one cares. Like, that guy might care. Zoom in on his face. Zoom in.
So what we've missed... And the only... Obviously, Lauren used to be observer for Pro League.
I've
She spent a lot of time
done my
observing,
stints.
and we had the most incredible montage of crotch shots and really awkward close-up faces as well. Like you have the ability to catch people cartwheeling.
It's the guy in the little beret. Who is it?
Yeah, no, it's the guy on the right, isn't it?
Him. Yep.
Yeah.
Look at his face. He looks so grumpy
Oh,
these
geez,
days.
That's a very strong breath. Oh no, that's just his visor.
There he is. To be fair, my friend didn't realise it was black and white at the start of rounds, and they've been playing for years. And they only got really confused it was black and white the first time they realised it. Like,
I guess it is pause time as well, so that's far more obvious than it would otherwise be.
Yeah. Alrighty, we're back underway. So the pause does happen. They talk things through, get things ready going into this one. Because EnVy are on the build back, let's bear in mind. Now the double orbs come out again. Happy and Kenny could be sitting on those, but where is NaVi gone? They've been kind of struggling around a little bit on the kind of lesser end of the economy, but now back on a relatively good buy here. So you've got the mollies coming out. You've got some good stuff now behind them. So this should be the round they can really start to pick up into. And if you're going to see maybe a build back from EnVy, it has to start in this round.
Galil for Flamey here. See what I did there? Just pulled out a random bit of information to start me off.
That's essentially what I do.
Galil for Flamey. And so you state the obvious, or something that someone could easily see by looking, and then you hopefully work into something worthwhile. So that's the next step for me. I'll let you know how that goes.
Like meta casting, where
It
you
is
explain
meta
your
casting. It's
wow.
casting about casting.
That's sick.
There you go.
But-
Flamey here, the man. Here you go. So set play from NaVi. Don't think we've really seen many of these on their T side.
But it's a fake for now. For now, it's not the complete picture. They're going to pull back from this, though, because I can imagine there's going to be a playthrough pop. Now, that's kind of scary. Putting the bomb by pop is always kind of nerve-wracking. Now, MBK's got complete control over Ivy. No one's there. Everyone's going to be pouring through another point of this map. And there we go. We're about to go into this, but the molly sold them down. But there we go. Guardian finds Kenny. Apex does not see Zeus. Apex is completely blind. They've got a completely free plant. That is ridiculous from NaVi. MBK has to be the saving feature here. He's on the longest flank of his life, and the timing is awful. It could not be worse. He gets wrecked, and now NaVi are in control. Bomb's planted, and he can't even ninja it.
All right, I almost got a little bit excited there, but now Devil would have to pull off the greatest trick the Devil ever pulled to win this round. Damn, I could have used that for the next map. I could have done something interesting, but that's okay. Devil is not going to do anything remotely interesting. In fact, Seas may go hunting, and Devil is just going to freshen up a bit for a moment. Yes. All right, well, he's going to hold on to his AK as well. That's quite important there as well. So NaVi go to match point here as well, and it all went wrong for EnVyUs in that round. They swept through. Guardian looking damn good, as well as Edward in those last couple here. So getting a little bit risky.
The real, I guess the shame and the benefit, I don't know how to put it that way, or like where the counter really lies, but Apex just not seeing Zeus. Apex was boosted up to the little toll booth, kind of watching the push-up. And then the perfect play from Zeus just to find the gap in the smoke, or like the right angle to approach it, and no one saw him. So, again, brilliant plant, good positions for the hold afterwards. But a little unfortunate for EnVy in that aspect. And again, look at this aggression down Ivy. Kenny and MBK going to be boosting up above, and they're going to get a face full of information and a hell of a lot of bullets to follow. Kenny's like, please do not move, do not move. It's like when a T-Rex is there, you know what I mean? Like, they can see you when you move. You've got to like be super still. All right?
Yeah, you ever just like be in a room with a T-Rex? That's what happens.
All the time.
Love these personal anecdotes, Lauren. It's great.
I need to watch Jurassic Park some more.
Devil.
Vision's based on movement. All right.
Yeah. It's like a scene from the Pick of Destiny where two brave musicians take down the Devil. He's going to be Apex and Kenny left now. The last hope for Team EnVyUs. Apex at least has lots of health. Kenny has Jack, it's going to be Flamey, though. Gets on towards Apex. It's going to be Kenny, last man standing. 1 point of health, 1 hope, 1 dream, 1 AWP. Plume of fire out in front of him as well. He's going to be struggling to get up close. NaVi in no hurry to encircle him here as well. I think they've really woken up in these last couple of rounds. And, oh, Kenny.
Poor old Kenny, 1 HP. This would be the sickest clutch of his entire life, but I think we know how it's going to end. Flamey there to close things down with 3 kills in that last round. And again, after NaVi had a couple of struggles, 3 rounds, early rounds together, should I say, on this T side, they did eventually break through. Whether it was I think luck's not in it, but, you know, a curious plant in that smoke from Zeus where Apex just couldn't see it. Yep. Whether it was, you know, a couple other pieces. But again, the big thing for me is the fact that Devil held back that B play so well from NaVi. And that's something we've not seen from a lot of teams. A lot of teams will crumble under that pressure, but Devil came up with the goods perfectly. Good support from Happy. Cool wall bang from Guardian, though. But again, it's the hits towards A to the outer bomb site that really NaVi have perfected over quite some time. So I think, again, Envy got close, but again, not quite close enough. It's all about the win in the end.
Takeaways from this as well. Devil did his job.
Yep.
Guardian and Edward strong as always. We're still going to see cobble from these guys as well. So let's pass it over to our desk as well. And they're going to take us into a deep dive into what just transpired on Train.
You and these deep dives, Mitch, you really got to stop it, man. You got to stop, because we have, once again, not got time to take a deep dive. We've barely got time to put our scuba gear on.
We can waddle.
We can waddle. We can wade.
Yeah.
We can get like ankle deep, and then we're going to have to go ahead and take 5. But quickly, succinctly, and beautifully, Halvor, can you walk me through that trade? Because for a while, I was sitting there thinking, good God, this could be a very embarrassing result for NaVi. They do manage to make it relatively respectable. Of course, some successes early on in the second half helped them.
Yeah,
but that could have been bad. I mean,
I think that's pretty much just putting the result. That game felt pretty over after the first half.
Yes.
Envy didn't seem quite in it. NaVi seemed to be on point, especially when oftentimes you talk about for NaVi to be successful, you need either Guardian, and if Guardian doesn't do it, then it has to be Siege or Flamey. Yeah, exactly. But now it was Edward. So you have Edward just wrecking faces for the first part of the first half. Then Guardian gets into it once he gets up going, and Kenny didn't really have that much. Like, he didn't have near as much impact as Guardian in the first half, and obviously sets NaVi up beautifully. They get control over the money, so NaVi are already in an awkward situation. They do quite a few force buys as well, which again in turn leads them to not have that many utilities, which is going to make taking pretty much any bomb site on Train, or any of the bomb sites on Train, pretty tough. And if you eventually get it, it's going to be pretty tough to actually hold them off in an after plant.
I mean, one of my kind of takeaways from this game was Devil, and basically wanted to see whether or not he was going to get given a different role, or whether he was going to kind of be funneled and shoehorned into Kio's position. Right, on defense, he definitely was that. I mean, he was that kind of standalone player on B, and I felt like he dealt with it equally to that of Kio. I think that it's hard to compare and contrast, because I think Kio was very, very effective in that role, playing just get right and very flexible around B. But all in all, Envy had a lot of problems with B being taken, and I think that could very well come down to them not really, I don't know, maybe not trusting Devil. I don't know what the exact.
It's various things. Like, sometimes you just have crazy rounds, like where Guardian picks off Happy through the tree panels, right? Through lower, and that happens at times. You know, it's a freak accident, you could say, but you know, it makes obviously the take much easier for NaVi if you can actually find openings like that, or if you're just able to spread NaVi and Envy out. But for the better part of it, Envy actually preferred playing 2 people on that inner bomb site. You would even see a Happy setting up there, and they still do that weird inner take where they have Devils playing close up by ladder, and Happy with the op watching higher for some reason, even though I can't get around to actually seeing how it's theoretically smart to do. Right. But in any case, they seem to be focusing heavily on B, and that also again makes the job a lot easier for NaVi to threaten the yard area and again create rotations.
It's always going to come down to rotation to feel like, especially.
Yeah, no, it really is. And CT side Train, it's all about rotations. It's kind of like Inferno in that sense.
Yeah. Getting a feel for where that T side is without having to pay too much of a price for it.
But, that's also one of the things that Envy didn't really get to do, or I guess they were finding something that worked for them on the CT side, so they didn't really have to go the route of NaVi. NaVi were pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Well,
on their
which
CT
is
side.
sometimes kind of surprising to
Yeah,
see. There's
normally
like
you associate NaVi with passive, defensive,
yeah.
but
there's a yin and a yang though to them. It sometimes feels like they
Absolutely.
do go for that they'll have like a spot of aggression and then back to the default, and it's enough to keep Envy guessing.
And that's where they kind of took it up a notch, right, as well, because when they just were plain old NaVi who always waited till there was 20 seconds left in a round, those kind of guys, they were a top 5 team. Now, they've been able to add a new element to their game, and now they're a top 2, top 3 team in the world.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing that top 2, top 3 team battling out on Cobble next. We'll see if their opponents can do any better. Envy struggling to make it happen on Train. Cobble is going to be their next task, and before we do dive into that second challenge for the Frenchman, we are going to take 5 minutes. Before we do that, though, a reminder about the Score Esports application. Go ahead and grab that on your smartphone while we disappear for 5 minutes. You can actively catch up on all of the games you may have missed, or games that are happening live. You can keep live statistics, graphs, and more. Check it out. We're going to take 5, and when we come back, we're going to be seeing what Cobblestone has in store for the French.